stay away from the windows. If you get into any, if we manage to get to a disarm or something like that, and we've got sticks flying around, we don't want to hit the glass, of course. The ranges that we'll be working at, generally, try to line yourselves up so you're about that far away. That should be where you're working. So you don't want to work in very close to what you're doing because one, if you make a mistake, you really need to hit. is an Arnis system. The only difference between Arnis, Kali, and Extrema is that Arnis comes from the north of the Philippines, Kali from central Philippines, and the Extrema system is from the southern Philippines. So if you read these terms in the magazines and books, you go, what's the difference? So not much of a difference. Sticks were typically used to substitute for a sword. And we found this stuff to be pretty handy in Florida because we got a lot of migrant workers out there working in sugarcane fields. There's people that drive around, those guys drive around towns down in South Florida with machetes in their cars. And they wear steel shin guards when they're working. They're chopping through things and want to use a leg in the process. But it means that there's a lot of armed people down there. So you for our purposes right now, this is all we'll do. So good. Now, this is how we're going to practice this. We're going to take a partner. The partner's going to stand like this. You can hit it as hard as you can. 1, 2. Simple as that. 1, let it slide down and through. 2, slide down and through. Alan McLucky taught me years ago to look for something that he calls a stick pusher. A stick pusher is somebody who does it like this. Yeah, pushing the stick. I'm not letting the stick do the work. Now, if I've got a sword, this is a sword, I want to cut him, I don't do this. Because a knife won't cut unless it draws. It's got to slice. So you slice it through. So you let this thing do the work. You slice it through. Make sense? All right, so get yourself a partner. One person will stand like that, the other one will do this, and I'll tell you when to switch. Okay. Beat them up. Okay, other person's turn. take a stick. You look at leaving crane like this, the punch came in, you go, get the idea. And say, here comes the right punch, I want you 5 swords. So that puts the hand over here somewhere, right? That would be the idea of that. Okay? So we're working 1, 2, oh, it's the other person's turn. Yeah, other person. Okay, good. Now we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hammering position. Thrusting position. Just like in Kenpo. Hands are up, the hammer. Hands down, the thrust. I have my stick tip down, point of origin. In the finance when we do blocks and all that. The stick tip is down, it comes with a 1 angle, for example. I probably won't go because you can't take the time to take the stick all the way from here. My hand down. Oh, that's a different angle. So I have to use the thrust idea. Down. My stick is up already. You know, it makes more sense to come around and do it from that angle and just drop the stick tip back down and try to come on. So the concepts are the same. Shave off the extra motion. Shave off the extra motion, in effect, makes you faster. Everybody's pretty fast. Everybody's pretty fast. Take a guy who's 90 years old, put his hand on the burner. And so, ooh, he's pretty quick. He's not. Sorry. Everybody's pretty fast. It's a matter of managing the physical speed, the perceptual speed, and the mental speed. Perceptual speed, mental speed are slowed down. Some physical speed too. Slowed down by drugs, alcohol, illness, stuff like that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead. Okay, another person if they haven't done it yet.